Hello friends, it's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Wednesday, October 14th, and it is 5 p.m. So I think today's live is pretty cool. All right, just saying. So did you know that dogs can sniff out people infected with COVID-19? Yep. 4 dogs have begun work at the Helsinki airport in a state-funded pilot study that Finland scientists hope will provide a cheap, fast, and effective alternative method of testing people for the virus. Now, according to the study, dogs are capable of detecting the presence of the coronavirus within 10 seconds, and the entire process takes less than a minute to complete. Now, the scientists are looking at it as a possible screening method in hospitals, long-term care facilities, and at sporting events or large events where you may want to find that asymptomatic person, that super spreader, and keep them from entering. So after collecting their luggage, arriving international passengers were asked to dab their skin with a special clean wipe. In a separate booth, the beaker containing the wipe is then placed next to others containing different controlled scents that the dogs are familiar with. And the dog starts sniffing. If the dog indicates it has detected the virus, usually by yelping, pawing, or lying down, the passenger is advised to take a free standard PCR, the polymerase chain reaction test, using the appropriate nasal swab to verify the dog's verdict. Understand, dogs have been used to detect diseases in the past, including cancer and diabetes, but in this study, the dogs were able to identify the virus with nearly 100% accuracy, even days before a patient even developed symptoms. I find it pretty amazing. Now, scientists are not yet sure what exactly it is that the dogs are sniffing when they detect the virus, but a French study published in June concluded that there was a very high evidence that the sweat odor of people who are infected with COVID-19 was different to those who did not have the virus, and that dogs can detect the difference. Now, interestingly, the dogs are also able to identify COVID-19 from a much smaller molecular sample than a PCR test, needing only 10 to 100 molecules to detect it, compared to a much larger number needed by laboratory equipment. So, the sense of smell in dogs we know is pretty powerful, but here is just an amazing example of putting it to good use, right? So, as to the cost, the pilot study was costing about $350,000 for a 4-month period of time to train the dogs and have them there and do all of the whatever, and was significantly less than the equivalent amount of laboratory testing methods that they would have needed. So dogs also don't have the receptors necessary to get infected with COVID-19, so they can't get sick and they can't transmit the virus to people or other animals. So it's a win-win all around. Now, other countries have started similar tests, so hopefully there'll be more information to follow. And just don't be surprised if you see dogs around, again, at some of these larger events or places where you might want to detect somebody who is positive long before they even know they are. So, pretty interesting. I happen to be a dog lover, but if you're not, just think about the amazingness, if you want to, for lack of a better word, of how this can be utilized. Anyway, on that note, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I will see you again tomorrow for another Live in 5.